Before I tell you where to invest your money, you need to understand something. Investing is not about chasing the highest interest returns. It is about choosing investment that matches your goal, your risk level, and how long you can leave your money untouched. So in this video today, I will walk you through 5 beginner-friendly investments available to Nigerians in 2026. I will explain how each one works, who it's best for, the risk involved, and where you can get started. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which investment fits your financial goals and how to avoid some of the costly mistakes many beginners make. If we are meeting for the first time, you're welcome to the channel. My name is Helen, and on this channel, I simplify money. I help you with investing and wealth creation so that everyday Nigerians like myself can make smarter financial decisions and build lasting wealth. So if that's the kind of knowledge you're looking for, click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications, because every week I share practical lessons that can help you grow financially. So let's start with the investment I believe every beginner should know about. Investment number 1 is the high yield savings account. If you've never invested before, this is one of the easiest places you can start. A lot of people believe that once their money is in a savings account, is growing. Unfortunately, that's not always true. Most regular savings accounts pay very little interest or even none. And with the rising cost of living, your money may actually lose purchasing power over time. That's where high yield savings account comes in. As the name suggests, it pays a higher interest rate than a regular savings account, allowing your money to grow faster while still keeping the risk relatively low. One reason I like this option is because of its simplicity. You don't need to understand the stock market or spend hours researching companies. You simply save your money on a reputable platform and earn interest over time. Another advantage is that you don't need a large amount to begin with. Many platforms allow you to start with a few hundred naira or even 1,000 naira. Most fintech platforms currently offer around 10 to 18% per annum, depending on the product and whether you lock your money or not. Like Pluto's Neo, formerly known as Optimus by AfriInvest, they offer 11% per annum on their OptiFlex. While they offer 18% per annum for OptiLock. That's if you are locking your money for a certain period of time. So even our regular OPay offers 15% per annum. Now, let's be realistic. The interest rate isn't fixed forever. It changes depending on market conditions. So always check the current rate before investing. And if a platform promises unbelievably high returns with no risk, that is a red flag. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't good. So when choosing where to invest, don't focus only on the interest rate. Make sure the platform is licensed or regulated, that it has a good reputation, and it clearly explains how your money is managed. Several reputable fintech platforms in Nigeria offer savings products with competitive interest rate, and some banks also have higher interest savings options if you ask them. So what is this investment best for? If you are just starting your investment journey, building an emergency fund or saving for a short-term goal like rent or a business, a high-yield savings account is a great place to begin. It may not make you rich overnight, but it helps you develop one of the most important wealth-building habits, which is making your money work instead of leaving it idle. Now, if you're looking for something that still has relatively low risk, but gives professional the job of managing your money for you, then you will love the next investment, which is the money market fund. If you've ever wished someone with financial expertise could invest your money for you, that's exactly what a money market fund does. Here's how it works. Thousands of people put their money into one investment fund. That money is then managed by professional fund managers who invest it in relatively low risk assets like the Treasury bills, fixed deposits, and other short-term financial instruments. So instead of trying to figure everything out on your own, experienced professionals do the work for you. That's one reason money market funds have become a favorite for many beginner investors. The good news is that you don't need millions of naira to get started. Many platforms allow you to begin with as little as 5,000 naira. Although the minimum amount may vary. So how do you make money from this? As the fund earns interest from individual investment it holds. That income is now shared among investors. The returns are not fixed. They can go up and they can come down depending on interest rates and market conditions, but they have historically been higher than what most regular savings accounts offers. As of the time I'm making this video, many money market funds are delivering around 17% to 20% annually. But remember this, these returns are not guaranteed and can change depending on interest rates and market conditions. Now let's talk about the risk involved. No investment is completely risk-free, you know that. But money markets are generally considered one of the safer investment options because they focus on short-term, stable financial instruments. So that makes them suitable for you if you want to grow your money without taking bigger risks that comes with investment like stocks or cryptocurrencies. This investment is ideal if you are saving for something within the next year, building an emergency fund, or simply want your money to earn more while remaining stable. So when choosing a money market fund, always invest through a licensed asset management company or a reputable investment platform. Plutus Neo has it as, on their platform, they have it as AfriInvest Plutus Fund. You can also check Stanbic IBTC Asset Management. You can check Cowrywise, Mary Stem Wealth, ARUM, and other SEC regulated fund managers. Also ensure you compare their funds fees, their withdrawal terms and historical performance before you make your decision. Now let's move to an investment that many people consider one of the safest in Nigeria, and the reason is it is backed by the federal government of Nigeria. But wait till before we do that, have you liked this video? Please, you won't be paying to do that, but it means a lot to me. It means so much to me. Thanks for liking the video. So investment number 3 is the Treasury bills. If your priority is keeping your money as safe as possible while still earning a return, Treasury bills should be on your radar. When you invest in a Treasury bill, you are lending your money to the federal government of Nigeria for a short period. And at the end of that period, the government takes back your capital plus the interest. That's why Treasury bills are widely regarded as one of the safest investment options in Nigeria today. Treasury bills are usually available for 91 days or 182 days or 364 days, making them ideal if you have money you won't need immediately, but you don't want to lock it away for several years. So it's good for you if you want to do that. Another thing you should know about Treasury bills is predictability. Unlike stocks where prices rise and fall every day, you already know the return you will receive when you invest. Now, how much do you need to get started? If you invest directly through the government's primary auction, the minimum investment is beyond the reach of most beginners, which is 50 million naira. But don't worry, that's not your only option. There are several licensed investment platforms and financial institutions that make Treasury bills accessible to everyday investors with much lower minimum investment amounts than buying directly at auction. You can invest with as low as 100,000 naira with them. The return you earn depends on the current interest rate. So always check the interest rate before investing. Don't rely on figures from an old YouTube video because yields change over time. I hope you get that. So AfriInvest 2.0 is a great place to start this investment option. Bamboo too has Treasury bills and some banks can execute this for you. Just check with your account officer in your bank and ask such questions. So who should consider Treasury bills? Who is it good for? If you are saving for a planned expense within the next few months, or you are a conservative investor, or you simply want a low risk place to grow your money, Treasury bills are worth considering. One important mistake to avoid is investing money you will need before the Treasury bill matures. Always match your investment with your timeline. Treasury bills may not offer the highest returns, but they are a great option if you value stability and peace of mind. Now, what if you want potentially higher returns and you are willing to take a little more risk? That's where our next investment comes in. Investment number 4 is commercial papers. Commercial papers work a lot like Treasury bills, but there is one key difference between the two. With Treasury bills, you are lending money to the federal government of Nigeria, but with commercial papers, You are lending your money to companies. Yes, large companies sometimes need short-term funding for their operations. So instead of borrowing from a bank, they may borrow from investors by issuing commercial papers. And as an investor, you now lend your money for an agreed period of time. And when that period ends, you receive both your capital along with the interest. So because companies generally carry higher risks than the government, commercial papers often offer higher returns than treasury bills. Don't forget, the higher the risk, the higher the returns. So higher returns usually come with higher risks. For example, if Dangote's company is selling their commercial paper today, and let's say my company, Helen Co, is selling, you are likely to go for Dangote because a financially strong company with a good reputation is generally safer choice than one with little financial history or poor credibility. So the good news is that you don't have to figure everything out by yourself. Many licensed investment platforms carefully review investment opportunities before making them available to investors. Still, never invest simply because someone on social media says it's a good opportunity for you. You understand? So do your own research, understand the risk, and invest through reputable, regulated platforms. Please, this is important. Commercial papers are best suited for investors who already understand the basic of investing and are looking for potentially better returns while still investing for short term. So you usually need around 5 million naira to do this. So if you have that, you can check some of the platforms I have mentioned earlier for you to get started. Now let's move to my favorite investment on this list, and one that has helped millions of people around the world build long-term wealth. Investment number 5, which is the exchange traded funds, the ETFs. If I had to choose one investment for someone who wants to build wealth over the next 10, 20 or 30 years, ETFs will be on my list. So what exactly is an ETF? I explained this in my last video. Link to that video is in the description, so check it out after watching this. Now, let me explain this. Think of ETFs as a basket of investment. Instead of buying shares in just one company, an ETF allows you to own small pieces of many companies through a single investment. For example, some ETFs track major stock market indexes like the S&P 500. That means when you invest in that ETF, your money is spread across hundreds of large companies instead of relying on just one. This matters because if one company has a bad year, the others can help balance things out. This reduces your risk compared to putting all your money in a single stock. So this strategy is called diversification, and it's one of the smartest principles in investing. Now, does that mean ETF is risk-free? Not at all, because ETFs invest in stock market. Their value goes up and down. Some years the market performs very well, while other years it may decline. The mistake you make as a beginner is to panic when prices fall. So short-term market movements are normal. Instead of trying to predict every rise and fall, and give your money time to grow. That's why ETFs are generally better suited for long-term goals rather than money you will need in few months' time. So another reason I like ETFs is that you don't need to be wealthy to start. Many investment platforms offer fractional investing, which means you can buy a small portion of an ETF instead of paying in for the whole unit. You can start with as low as $1 and you can change your naira to dollar right on their platforms. So that makes investing much more accessible for beginners. So who should invest in ETFs? If you are investing for retirement, maybe your children's future, or you are investing for financial independence, or any goal that is several years away from now, ETFs are definitely worth considering for you. The key is consistency. You don't have to invest a huge amount all at once. Invest what you can afford. Keep adding to it regularly and allow time and compound growth to work in your favor. That's how many ordinary people gradually build extraordinary wealth. Now we've looked at 5 different types of investment options we have. The big question is, which one should you actually choose? The answer depends on your financial goal. If you are just starting your investment journey, you can begin a high-yield savings account or a money market fund because they are simple and relatively low when it comes to risk, and they are a great way to develop the habit of investing. If you are saving for a short-term goal like your rent or school fee or starting a business, Treasury bills may be a good option because they offer stability and fixed investment periods. So if you are comfortable taking a more risk in exchange for potentially higher returns, you can also explore commercial papers, but only after understanding the risk and investing through licensed providers, please. And if your goal is long-term wealth creation, ETFs deserve maybe serious consideration from you because they give your money the opportunity to grow over many years. There is something else I want you to remember before we leave this video. You don't have to choose just one investment. Many experienced investors spread their money across different investments based on their goals. For example, you could keep your emergency fund in a high yield savings account, save for short-term goals using Treasury bills or a money market fund, and invest for the future through ETFs. That's called diversification, and it's one of the best ways to manage risk. I hope you get me. So finally, don't wait until you have millions before you start investing. Start with what you have, whether it's 5,000 naira or 10,000 or 20,000. The most important step is getting started. Your future wealth won't depend on one big investment. It will depend on the small, consistent financial decisions you make over time. But here's the bigger lesson from this video I want you to remember. Investing isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about making your money work for you consistently over time. And the sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. So don't wait until you have millions before taking your first step. Start with what you have. Stay consistent. Keep learning. And let time do the heavy lifting for you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these investments are you planning to start with? Let me know in the comments. I read your comments every time, and they also help me decide what video to create next. If this video has helped you understand investing better, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel reach more people who want to become financially smarter. And if you are new here, click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Every week, I share practical lessons on money on this channel. I share practical lessons on investing and wealth creation designed to help everyday Nigerians like myself to make better financial decisions. Finally, if you know someone who is also saying, I want to invest, but I don't know where to start, share this video with them. It could be the guide they've been looking for. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember this before I go. Money is a wonderful servant, but it's also a terrible master. So when you learn how to make your money work for you, instead of always working for money, you begin to create a real financial freedom. Till then, keep learning, keep investing wisely, and keep building the future you deserve. I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.